Hi, my name's Lindy and welcome to this channel. It's usually at this point that I launch in with the title of this video, but actually I'm not going to do that today because the title hasn't come to me and it will come to me after I've recorded it. All I know is I have this strong impetus to get up here and record this because this is something that's very prevalent at the moment, which I found helpful and people around me, including my family, are finding very helpful. So it's been one of those mornings here in the UK that's quite unusual. When I was linking in a little bit before I did this video, I was staring out at the sunshine and at the sky, and I noticed 5 birds of prey all together hovering in the sky just above where I live. Now, I've never seen that before. I didn't even know birds of prey were in groups like that. In my lifetime, I've seen 2 birds of prey together, but not 5. And that was a very symbolic number for me as well. So there were 5 birds of prey hovering above where I live, just doing this motion before I came on here, which was very beautiful because there's a big part of me and soul that's very shamanic, and I always think of the shamanic part of me when that happens. Well, that's never happened before. So this video today is really an activation, and so it really links with cleaning up one's energy field, aligning with one's highest aspects of consciousness, aligning with one's, let's say, purest frequency, highest, purest outcomes. It's very protective of any energies that are trying to pull you off of that. So it's kind of almost like a shielding thing as well. It's a combination of all those things. It came about through a very personal reason. I was helping somebody in my family, and this has all come about very quickly, so it just seems very resonant and very prevalent, which is why I'm up here, because I think it might help a lot of you. So because of the nature of this video, it's an activation, not exactly a meditation, but along those lines. Please do not watch this video or listen to it as an audio if you are operating machinery or driving a car or driving any vehicle. Do this when you can sit quietly for approximately 15 to 20 minutes with your eyes closed preferably. So sitting in a chair or laying down somewhere. So don't be operating any kind of machinery when you're listening to this. At the end of the day, it isn't hypnosis, but I am highly qualified in hypnosis, and it is really a form of trance, shall we say. It is trance-like, so don't be operating anything. Just sit and chill and relax. So first thing I'm going to ask you to do is make yourself comfortable, and then if you're happy to close your eyes, you don't have to, but it will help you enter into this. Just take a deep breath. So I'll do this with you. Breathe out. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. And I want you to just listen to the words and the sound of my voice. Imagine, if you will, by using the amazing power of your amazing mind, that you no longer, for the purposes of this activation, this video, are in the weight of your human body, but that your human body is weightless. Rather like the birds of prey that I saw in the sky today, Imagine that you are hovering, floating, if you will, up, far up into the sky. The sky is radiantly blue. It's beautifully clear, and you're floating up above a vast expanse of copper-coloured, orangey, goldy water. Water that has the Christed consciousness of the sun, the Christed consciousness of sunshine embodied within it, almost as if the sun had set within the water itself, radiating out its orangey, gold, copper-coloured, rose-coloured colours, frequencies, vibration. This expanse of water is endless. From your vantage point, floating in the sky above it, you cannot see where the water begins and where the water ends. It is infinite, limitless. The colours of the Christed sun, sunshine consciousness within that liquid, within that water, that rose-coloured, copper, orangey, golden water. Those colours, those sensations, that frequency of the colours, that frequency of the Christed consciousness can be felt within you. It's almost like returning home. It's like coming home into the heart. It's that sense of peace, of balance, of neutralization in one's highest possible form. As you float above that liquid, allow yourself to gradually lower yourself down into the vast expanse of copper-coloured, goldy, orangey, Christed sunshine, rose-coloured consciousness. And as you enter the water, you feel your feet touch the bottom of the riverbed or the water's bed. So your feet, your bare feet, are touching the ground under that water. If you are comfortable to do so, splash your face, splash your hair, splash your head, dip your shoulders underneath that water, immerse yourself in the copper-coloured, rose-coloured, orangey, golden sunshine consciousness in liquid form. If you are happy to do so, totally immerse yourself in it. Go underneath the water. As you are within its composition, you are within the frequency and vibration, which is reminding your frequency, your vibration, your DNA, your muscles, your bones, your lymph, your organs, your etheric body, mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, mind, body, spirit, soul, personality, expression of consciousness, reminding you of the fullness, the highest potential, the highest form, the potential of who you are in its fullness, absorbing it all through the copper-coloured, orangey rose, sunshine liquidy, Christed consciousness of you in your total balanced, unified form. So whether you are standing with your feet on the river's bed, on the bed of that lake, on the bed of the floor of that vast expanse of liquid consciousness, you are absorbing it. You are aligning with the frequency of you as you truly are in your highest, purest form, absorbing it, being reminded of it, going into your heart, whether you are underneath the water or whether you are splashing your face, dipping your hair in it, you are immersed in one way or another. Then I ask you, using the vast power of your creative mind, using the vast power of your amazing imagination, to rise up, just like I saw the birds in the sky this morning, rise up out of that water, out of that sunshine immersed in the water, sunshine rose, copper coloured, vast orangey, goldy, yellowy water. Rise up, having absorbed it into the fluids, the liquids, the DNA, the cells of your body, and as you rise up, you rise right up above that expanse of water, and you can see a raised plateau of land. So it's either a really high hill or a mountain or a very high plateau above the water in which you have been immersed. You land, so your feet are on the ground of that hill, that mountain, that plateau above the water. First thing you sense is its warmth. It's really warm, your bare feet that are wet from the liquid, rose-coloured, coppery-coloured, yellow, orangey, Christed sun, rose-coloured consciousness. That water is drying on your body as you stand there. And as you feel its warmth, you absorb the warmth, you absorb that warmth, you absorb that balance, you absorb that neutralization, you absorb that fullness of who you are, you absorb that protection of who you are. And it feels gloriously good. And it feels gloriously warm. And you are aware that behind you there is a source of heat. At first you feel that heat is coming from the rose-coloured, copper-coloured, yellow, orangey, golden, Christed consciousness of the sun. But when you turn around, you feel that the heat and see that the heat and imagine that the heat and feel that the heat is coming from the most glorious, radiant, spiritual fire, spiritual flame. It's like looking at the flame of a candle that is vastly taller than you, and yet the depth of the candle seems to go into the earth itself. You cannot see where it begins. It goes right down into the earth itself. And you know, if you choose to do so, that you can step into this flame, this spiritual fire in front of you. You can step into the flame, the spiritual fire in front of you, and not be harmed by it, not be burned by it, because it is a representation of the pure, transmuted, copper-coloured, rose-coloured, gold-coloured, yellow, orangey, Christed consciousness of the sun in its pure fire form. So if you choose to step into your inner flame, your inner unified state of consciousness, visualize, imagine, sense, feel, stepping into that flame, stepping into it. And as you do, all negativities, all impurities, all negative thought forms, all entities, attachments, all things that have been pulling negatively on your energy, all distortions to that in energy, in frequency, in EMF, in thought forms, in entities, in attachments, anything that has been pulling you away from standing in your mastery, standing in your true spiritual fire, standing in your rose-coloured, copper-coloured, yellow, orangey, Christed sun consciousness. Anything that is not of that state of unity falls away. Cannot stand the heat of your fire. It cannot stand the purity of your spiritual fire, your copper-coloured, Christed, sun, rose-coloured, yellow, orangey consciousness. For the flame you stand within is within yourself, is within your heart. This is your spiritual fire. This is your destiny, your consciousness, you in your unprogrammable, pure form, highest form. And this activation is a reminder of all that you are, all that you have ever been, and all that you ever will be. All now, all in this moment, all in this second of time. You are a sovereign being. And this on a DNA, a cellular, a physical, a metaphysical, a heart level, a quantum level, your consciousness level. This is a reminder, a powerful reminder of all that you are. An endless, infinite being of consciousness. And as you are reminded of that through the bathing in the Christed, sun, rose-coloured, copper-coloured, orange-coloured consciousness in liquid form, as you are reminded of that in the Christed sun, rose-coloured, copper-coloured, orangey-coloured, heat, flame form, in unified form of who you are, you are perhaps reminded on a very deep, very powerful level of your infinite nature, of the creative power of your heart, of the creative power of your reality, and of your true mastery. Standing within this aspect of your consciousness, the true aspect of your consciousness, the higher aspect of your consciousness. You're in your mastery. And as that activation of your inner flame, your inner state of unification has taken place, you step out of the outer representation of it because it has been activated within you. You float up, away from the fire, up, away from the water, and you enter fully into the physical embodied, your body, your vehicle, you, back fully into your physical body, where your personality, your mind, body, spirit, soul, your heart, every part of you will have been informed, reminded, stimulated, activated into that remembrance. Literally firing up that junk DNA that was never junk DNA. It was just sitting, waiting for this moment. And when you are ready, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And open your eyes. Wide awake. Perhaps more awake than you have ever been, as you have plugged yourself back into the truth and the higher vibratory rate of the consciousness that you are. Welcome home. On that note, I'll love you and leave you. Pretty powerful, this one. I felt it too. Love to you all.